Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Talentless Podcast. I'm your host, the Talentless Writer, and today we have another episode of the Talentless Podcast. I'm no longer sick. I'm not sick anymore. I'm actually a lot better. It's great because I don't feel like shit. And when you feel like shit, it fucking sucks. You know, you're sick, and then you can't do stuff. You know when you're sick. You can't do the stuff that you usually can do when you're not sick, like talking. Talking is usually easier when you're not sick, but then when you're sick, it's harder because then you're coughing shit up, and then it hurts when you talk. And I guess it depends what kind of sick you are. You can be all kinds of different sick. There's all kinds of sicknesses and levels to the sick. But yeah, no, it's great because now it doesn't hurt when I talk. So that really helps a lot when doing a fucking podcast, right? It definitely helps a lot. And I actually recorded this podcast episode last week, but it fucking sucked because this is something I learned. I can't record audio after I eat because I went last week. I went to get breakfast and then I ate the breakfast and then I recorded the podcast. But I don't know, I just have not a hard time talking, but it just fucks up. You eat the bacon, egg, and cheese and then there's mucus in your mouth or something. I don't know how it works. I know like a lot of voice actors, they avoid certain foods like dairy before recording because I think it messes with how you talk. I'm not entirely sure, but that's something I learned about myself. I can't be eating. I gotta starve myself. Not starve myself. I just gotta wait like an extra hour before I go and eat. So I gotta do the podcast first, and then I eat my food. And then also last week, I couldn't even get my food right away anyway because I was going to go. But then when I looked at my door, fucking Jehovah's Witnesses were there and they rang my doorbell right when I was about to leave. And I was like, fuck, now I can't leave now because then I got to open the door. They got to teach me about Jesus. I already know about Jesus. I know everything about you. Not everything, but I know a lot about him. And they're going to start talking to me. So I was waiting, and I was waiting out in front of my door. Behind my door for like 5 minutes, and they were still there. I was like, what the fuck? How much time do these people have? How much fucking time do they have? They're clearly not getting the best return on their investment from standing outside my door for 5 minutes. That's way too long to be standing outside someone's door waiting. You gotta, maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes max. You wait 2 minutes, like, oh, they're not coming, then you get the fuck out. And then when they finally left, they walked so slow. I think it took longer for them to leave from my fucking steps, which is like 2 feet away from the curb, than they were waiting. I don't understand. It was 2 old ladies. They had the clipboard, and I'm pretty sure they had to be Jehovah's Witnesses because I don't know what else they would have been doing. So, they're outside my house, and I'm waiting, and then they take it forever to walk, and now I can't leave right away when they walk away because then they're going over the house next door. So I gotta wait until they go a few houses down because then if they're at the house next door and I go outside, they're gonna see me. They're like, oh, you want to know about Jesus? I'm like, no, I don't. No, you want to know about my fucking bacon, egg, and cheese? Because that's what I gotta go get. All right? And I just don't understand it. They have a very bad marketing campaign. The way they choose to get new converts is not the best, especially in the 21st century when we have social media marketing. That would be a lot more helpful. I even see ads with the Amish on Instagram. If the Amish have Instagram ads, there's no reason you should be going door to door trying to sell me on your religion. It's stupid. I'm not saying the religion is stupid. I mean, it might be. I don't know. I'm not trying to say nothing about that. But your marketing is so dumb. Hire me. Hire me to be your social media marketer. I'll do that. But you gotta pay me $100,000 a day. That's my catch. I do very good work, and you would have to pay me $100,000 a day, and I'll get some people a lot faster than 2 old ladies going door to door waiting 5 minutes. If let's say it takes them 5 minutes, they're waiting outside the door 5 minutes before they go on to the next house. That's what is that? No, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Shut up. Don't talk to me. Hold on. It's 12 houses. Wow, 12 houses in an hour? That's so bad. Bro, fuck it. Oh my god. That is really bad. I didn't even think about how bad that was. Wow. So they hit 12 houses in an hour. That's 12 customers they're getting in an hour. How much does their cost like to hire them? Because they can't be doing this for free. There's no way they're just going around for free trying to get people to join. They have to be getting paid. So let's say they're doing 12 houses an hour with a Facebook ad. I'm not sure how much it would cost, but you would get way more. You would get way more people. $10, you get like 1,000 fucking view at least. And not only that, right? So with Facebook ads, let's say you're paying $10 to show it to 1,000 people, and that's like probably pushing it. It's probably like $4 to show it to 1,000 people. You show it to 1,000 people, but not only just the 1,000 people. You can be specific with the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads. You could show it to people who are thinking about leaving their religion. Probably, I'm sure you could do that. You could do it to people over a certain age. I'm sure they're trying to get people over a certain age because they're easier to get. Possibly, I'm not sure what their plan is. But if you do Facebook ads, you get 1,000 people right then and there. Bing, bang, boom, you're done. But then with these old ladies, they're going around, they're going knock on the door. Nobody's answering. There's 12 houses in an hour. They do 2 hours. That's 24 houses. I'm sure they're doing more than 2 hours. The amount of time that could be saved and the increase in your return on investment, you would be getting more customers or clients or members, whatever you want to call them, into your religion. It would be great. So this is why you need to do Facebook ads, Jehovah's Witness, because this is this old-fashioned door-to-door, hello, how are you? You want to know about Jesus Christ? You make a meme. You make a meme about Jesus, and that's organic growth that you get right away. You got to make Jehovah's Witness memes. I think that's what would really get a lot of people to join. Make memes about not celebrating holidays. It'd be like, oh, what'd you get for Christmas? It's like, oh, I'm Jehovah's Witness. Oh, haha. That's a fucking meme right there. That's 2 million people that just joined your religion because you made a funny meme. That's organic growth. That's a higher return on investment. These 2 old ladies going to 12 houses an hour. I don't even think there's probably like 12 houses on a single block. They're coming a block an hour. That's fucking insane. That is so bad. Oh my god, they're so bad. So if you want to hire me $100,000 a day, I'm down. I'll take care of all your social media. I'll do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and many more. We'll start a Jehovah's Witness podcast, and we'll get so many people to join. I'm not gonna join. I'm already Christian. God bless. But we can get more people to join your religion. I think this will be really helpful for everybody. And that's just my rant about the fucking ladies that were outside my house trying to tell me about Jesus. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's move on to something else. I don't even know what to fucking talk about, to be completely honest. I don't know. I have a list, though. I have a list of topics that I have, and I don't really like any of them. I don't really want to fucking talk about any of these things. Because let's see what these topics are. One of them is $1 million idea I have. It's actually a pretty good idea. I'll tell you what my $1 million idea is. You could steal it. I don't care. As long as you bring it into existence and I get one for free, you can steal my idea. But I'm putting this idea out into the world. Somebody better make it. So the other day I was walking and it was really windy and cold, and my face was getting cold because the wind was going in my face. And I was like, if only there was something that could block the wind from my face so that way my face could be warm and not cold. And, there's like ski masks you can put on or stuff like that. But I don't want to wear a ski mask. Somebody's going to arrest me. Well, not just somebody. Most likely a police officer will arrest me. That's usually how it works. It's not like just some random person's going to arrest me. But I don't want to wear a ski mask. I'm not a fucking rapper or a burglar, so I can't really pull off the ski mask. But what I did come up with was an idea. You take a piece of clear plastic in a square, or like the shape of your face, most likely a square, and you put it in front of your face, and it's connected to your chest with a piece of plastic, like a plastic stick, almost like a selfie stick, except it's a lot closer to your face. And so it's attached to your chest with, I don't know, suction cups or something. I don't know how that would work. That's up to you to decide. But you attach it to your chest, and then it holds up a piece of plastic in front of your face. And now it's not just a flat piece of plastic, because that would not work out too well. The way it would work is there would be a slit for your mouth so that we can breathe in and out. That would help a lot, or else you're going to fog up the entire thing and you're not going to know where you're going because it's a piece of plastic that's fogged up in front of your face and you're not going to know where you're going. And there's also going to be, I'm taking, whoa. Remember I said I was not sick anymore? Well, apparently I fucking lied. Anyway, there's aerodynamics are being taken into account, and it would like start, there would be like a point starting from like the front of your face, and then it would like move the air outwards, like above and to the side of your head. So that way, the wind doesn't just hit your face and then bounce back, because I don't think that's like aerodynamic. It would probably make it harder to walk. So you need to make it aerodynamically friendly. Let me cough right there. So that way the wind goes above and beyond your head. So that way you can keep traveling forward, and you might be able to travel forward actually faster because there's no wind going in your face, it's traveling outward. But then you also need like a little hook type thing, so that way the air doesn't go straight into your fucking mouth. That way it's not leading the air into your mouth. That would be really bad, because you'd just be in cold air going down your throat, and that wouldn't be too fun. So you need like a little something to take that out of the question and the equation. So I hope you can easily visualize this idea that I came up with. I think it's very easy to understand. You can really just understand every single point of it. You got the plastic in your face. You got the piece of plastic that connects the plastic on your face to the your chest, and it would probably be like, keep it like, I don't know, 8 inches from your face or something. Keep the plastic like 8 inches from your face. I think that's a good distance. I'm not too sure how far 8 inches is. Maybe a little closer. That might be a little too far, or it might be not far enough. I'm not too sure. I don't really. Hold on, let me just take out my 8-inch ruler, not my other thing you thought I was gonna say. This podcast is so fucking bad. Oh my god. Let's move on to another topic. Or we could stick on this topic. No, I'm moving on to another topic. Let me see my list. Let me cross this $1 million idea off my podcast list, because we're done with that. Actually, you know what we should do? We should do news. The Talentless news. That's a new segment that's coming on this podcast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the news. I'm probably not even going to look at the news. I'm just going to go on Twitter trending. Let's go on Twitter trending and see what is going on. Let's go. News. All right. So today in news, we have thieves steal items worth up to €1 billion from Dresden's Green Vault. I have no idea what the fuck that means, but that's a lot of money. Next news. News. Lizzo's tiny purse is giving life at the AMAs. Holy shit, this purse is fucking tiny. I thought it was going to be like a small purse, but this is the tiniest purse I've ever seen in my life. If you want to look it up, look up Lizzo's tiny purse. This is like the size of your thumb. That's a tiny purse. You can't store much stuff in there. How are you holding this tiny purse, Lizzo? How are you holding this tiny purse? How is that possible? How are you doing that? How? All right, next up on the news. News. eBay sells StubHub to Viagogo in a $4 billion deal. That's a lot of money. $4 billion is a lot of money. It's $4 billion. So you take the $1 billion and multiply it by 4. That's $4 billion. And eBay was selling StubHub for that to Viagogo. I don't know what Viagogo is. Apparently it's a European rival in the ticketing business. And eBay sold the StubHub to the Viagogo, and it is $4 billion USD. And the eBay surges at the open after announcing deal to sell StubHub to Viagogo. And And yeah, that's it for that. Okay, next up on news. News. Uber loses license to operate in London. Uber used to operate in London. Now it lost its license to operate there. They will not be granted a new license to operate in London. Transport for this is coming from Sky breaking news. Sky News breaking. Transport for London says Uber has not been granted a new license to operate in London after several breaches that placed passengers and their safety at risk were identified. I'm not too sure what these breaches were, but it doesn't sound too good for Uber. Uber is going to lose their customers in London because they have no more customers in London because they can't operate there. It's not good for Uber. It's not good for them at all. All right, next up on the news. News. Ozzy Osbourne, Post Malone, and Travis Scott lit up the AMA stage together, and there's actual fire on the stage. They're not joking. Actually, I don't know if that's from the concert. Oh no, that is from the concert. I wasn't sure if it was just a random thing. Yeah, they lit it on fire. There was fire on the stage. It's a line of fire, and then Post Malone's back with the fire, and then so is I think Ozzy Osbourne's back there too. He's waving his hands. He's waving in his hands with the fire. Jesus, what? And Travis Scott is back there too with the fire, and there's fire at the AMAs because they lit up the stage. That's the news for today. Thank you for listening to news. That's it for the news. We had a lot of great news today. There was a lot going on. There was the stage being lit up. There was the Uber losing the license. There was the Lizzo with the tiny purse. There was the eBay with the $4 billion deal. And there was the stealing of the thieves of the whatever, billions of dollars. There was a lot of great news going on today. That was way too much news for me. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this news. So much news going on right now, and I said 5 of the news, and it's so much news going on. It's crazy how news works. You know, they got the news, and they tell you what's going on. Sometimes the news is good. Sometimes the news is bad. You never know with the news. Sometimes the news will tell you they do the news like breaking news. Sometimes they don't do breaking news. It depends on how they got to tell you the news. It's really interesting. I've always been fascinated by the news because they get new stuff and then they got to tell you it as fast as possible. Yeah, exactly. There's actually a newsman that came to my school once, a weatherman. He came to my school and he taught us about how being a weatherman works. It's like, a lot of people think that, you just go up there, you tell the weather. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't just go up to the fucking TV and say, hey, this is the weather, suck my fucking dick. That's not how it works, because then I'd be out of a job. The way it works is he does his research. He's got to look at the weather. He's got to research the weather. The showing is only a small part of what he does, and he loves the weather. He tells us how much he loves the weather, how much he loves science. He's a big fan of science and looking at the weather. And, we got to ask him questions. I don't remember what the question. I think they were like, oh, how do you know when it's going to rain? He's like, I don't know when it's going to rain. I make it up. I fucking lie to everybody. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. I don't remember what he said, but there was a lot of questions. I think I asked him some dumb question like, how come you get the news for 5 days but not for 6 days? And he's like, you can go to the back of the fucking assembly. You can go shut the fuck up. And I was like, okay, I'll go do that. But he didn't say that because he's a weatherman. He's family friendly. This is G-rated. All right, you can't go on the news and tell people to go fuck themselves. That would be bad for the business brand of the news. Because everybody watches the news. Old people watch the news. Young people watch the news. Middle people watch the news. It's all types of people that are watching the news out here. And you can't just tell people to go fuck themselves when you're the weatherman. You can't do that. It probably sucks to be a weatherman because everybody probably fucking hates you when there's bad weather. The weatherman didn't do it. The weather did it, not the weatherman. Right? You're like, fuck you, weatherman. I can't believe it's raining for 3 days. Why would you make it rain for 3 days? I didn't make it rain for 3 days. The weather made it rain for 3 days. Take it on the weather, not the weatherman. They're like, I don't care. All these people, they take out their energy on the weatherman. He didn't do anything, but the anchor, the news anchor, he tells you all kinds of fucked up shit. Nobody gets mad at him. Nobody gets mad at him. They just accept that he's the messenger. He just messages. He just tells what is happening. He didn't cause it to happen. He didn't do that. Fucking eBay sells $4 billion to StubHub to Viagogo. He didn't do that. He just tells us what happened. He just tells us that people understand it. But with the weatherman, people don't understand that. They're like, the weatherman made it snow. He lied to me. Because last week he said it wasn't going to snow. And now he's saying it's going to snow. I can't believe the weatherman lied to me. Why would he do this? You know how hard it is to predict the weather? I can't even do it. I can't predict the weather. So how do you expect the weatherman to do it? How? If I can you do it? Can you predict the weather? Huh? I didn't think so. I didn't fucking think so. So next time you get mad at the weatherman, why don't you go outside, you look at the fucking weather, and you're like, oh, it looks sunny outside. Little did you know it's going to rain in 2 hours. You didn't know that. How could you know? Because it was sunny. How are you supposed to know? There's no rain going on, and then 2 hours later it rains. So you can't get mad at the weatherman for not knowing, because you don't know, and I don't know. I think I really want to learn how to tell the weather by doing shit like I don't know, like sticking my finger in the dirt and then it's like, oh, it's gonna snow in 2 days. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like how old people like they fucking like, oh, the seagulls are in the sky, so that means there's gonna be rain in 2 hours. You know what I'm talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, there's all these tricks. You know, if a dog shits his pants, that means there's gonna be a hurricane. And there's different stuff like that. I should probably look it up. Let me look up weird ways to tell the weather. So that way we can all learn something today on this podcast, because you haven't really learned much except for Ozzy Osbourne lit up the stage with Post Malone and Travis Scott. So let's look up how to tell the weather in weird ways. Or weird ways to tell the weather. 4 bizarre ways you could predict the weather on cracked.com. Oh, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to cough really quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, that's good. I'm back. You can determine, hold on, we should make a theme song for this. Weather. All right. One way you can determine the weather is you can determine the exact temperature by listening to crickets. To figure out the exact temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, count the number of chirps in 14 seconds and add 40. What the fuck? So, if I have a cricket, you take a cricket to your house, you have this cricket, and then it goes chirp, 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 right? What was that, 4? I don't remember how many. Chirp, 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 chirp. That's 5 chirps off the cricket in 14. Well, that was in 14 seconds. But let's say he did 5 chirps in the 14 seconds. You add 40. That's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. Number 2, weather. Weather. All right, number 2, low-flying birds mean bad weather is coming. See, I told you when the seagulls fly, then that's when you're gonna die. No, that's not gonna happen. But low-flying birds, when the birds fly low, it says, if you heard the saying, if the birds fly low, expect rain and a blow. So, what? I've never heard that my entire fucking life. What do you mean if you've heard the saying? It doesn't even say if you've heard the saying. It says you've heard the saying. I've never heard this saying. If the birds fly low, expect rain and blow. But apparently, if the birds fly low, how low do these birds have to fly? How low does a bird have to fly? Like, and does lower it fly mean like the weather's gonna be really bad? Like if they're in the fucking next to an airplane, like that high up, that means like the weather's gonna be amazing. And then if they're like next to my fucking ankle flying, that means we're all gonna die. I'm not sure how that works. But let's move on to the next one. Weather. 3. A lot of animal behavior can predict rain. See, I told you the dog, if the dog takes a shit, it's going to rain or something, or hurricane. If you've noticed a marked uptick in wolves howling in your areas, or frogs croaking more than usual, or ants marching with their eggs on their backs. See, I didn't even know ants had eggs. I just assumed they fucking spawned or something. You should probably get back inside because it means bad weather. Right? Because are reacting to it. What? Wait, first off, I don't have any of this stuff going on around my house. There's no wolves in my neighborhood. And there's no frogs in my neighborhood. So how am I to fucking tell if there's bad weather coming? I mean, rain coming. Yeah. Because if a wolf howls in my neighborhood, that means there's going to be rain. There's no fucking wolves in my neighborhood that could be howling. My neighbor's dog howls. He never shuts the fuck up. I hate his fucking dog. He never shuts up. The wee hours of the night, he's out there. Woof, 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 woof. Fucking shut the fuck up. Shut up. What are you fucking barking at? And there's no frogs in my neighborhood. I've never once walked around and seen a frog fucking smoking a cigarette on the street. Never. And it says frogs are croaking more than usual. I don't know the usual amount of croaks that a frog will create, let alone what is unusually higher croak amount. But ants marching with their eggs on their back, I might see that. I might see ants. But ants are so small, I can only imagine how big their fucking eggs are. How am I going to see eggs on their back? How am I going to see an ant egg on an ant's back? I can barely see the ant itself. And now you want me to look for the eggs on its back? That's fucking dumb. I can't see the eggs. I can't do it. Number 4, weather. Rats can warn about impending earthquakes. And then there's parentheses and it says maybe. So clearly this is a fucking lie. But the folklore of animals predicting earthquakes goes back to at least as far as the ancient Romans. But while U.S. is still very much against trusting animals as seismic shamans, China and Japan would understandably like to be able to sense an earthquake as early as possible. Technology be damned. So apparently these fucking rats can warn us about impending earthquakes. Possibly not. So yeah, those were 4 weathers that you could predict with the animals. There's actually a lot of other ones. Let me see what else. Let's see. This is actually pretty interesting, to be honest. Let's find more ways to predict the weather. I should just make this whole fucking podcast ways to predict the weather. Let's see. I should really drink some more water because I was not sick before, and now it's something, I don't know if this microphone or what it is, but it's making me sick. It's making me sick. Cloud predictions. This is off littlehouseliving.com, and now they're trying to sell me something. I gotta X that out. Don't sell me shit. Don't sell me fucking it. I actually, as long as it's a good product, I'll buy it. But this is, I don't even know, it was their email list. I don't want your fucking email list. I don't want to be on anyone's email list. I don't even want to be on my own email list, and I don't even have one. Cloud predictions. Clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds, traditionally thunderstorm-looking clouds early in the day and developing throughout the day, can mean greater chances of severe weather. Now, this is assuming I remember what the fuck a cumulonimbus cloud looks like. I mean, it says traditional thunderstorm-looking clouds, so it's like those blackish, grayish clouds that have electricity inside of them. But I don't know. I just look up, I see a cloud, it looks like a dog, and I'm like, that's a fucking silly cloud, it looks like a dog. I'm not going to be like, if you ever go up to somebody and you say to them, I think it's going to rain because look at that cumulonimbus cloud. It's developing early in the day and throughout the day. They're like, what the fuck? You just open up the weather app. Don't tell me these fucking cumulos suck my shut the fuck up. Alright? Unless it's a science teacher, then they'll be like, oh yes, it's the cumulonimbus cloud. And then we got all these types of clouds because there's a lot of different clouds that they're showing me here. I didn't even know. I thought there was like 4 clouds. Now they're telling me about cirrus clouds and mammatus clouds. I've never heard of these. I'll tell you the second cloud prediction. Mammatus cloud, the puffy pocket-looking clouds. I've never seen a pocket cloud, but they can form with both severe and non-severe thunderstorms, as well as other cloud types. So this cloud is a whole fucking mystery box. It could be severe or it could be not severe. So how am I going to predict it if it could be fucking both? Number 3, clouds. Cirrus clouds are stringy, fluffy ones. I've never seen a stringy cloud, but they're high in the sky like long streamers. That means bad weather within the next 36 hours. I should look up what these clouds look like. So far, we've got the cumulonimbus, we got the mammatus, we got the cirrus, and then next up, we got altocumulus. Looks like fish scales. I have never seen a cloud that looks like fish scales. Actually, no, I think I actually know what they're talking about, to be honest. Yeah, those like weird looking. Actually, yeah, I know exactly what that is. But that also means bad weather within the next 36 hours. The sailor saying is, maris tails and mackerel scales, tall ships carry short sails. What? But rain is sure to follow the next day when you see the altocumulus clouds, because the maris tails and mackerel scales, tall ships carry short sails. Don't ever forget that. Next time you're fucking sailing the 7 seas and you see the altocumulus, you say the maris tails, mackerel scales, and they're like, oh, the rain is sure to fall the next day. So don't forget that one. That's a good one. Cumulus towers, which looks like an explosion in the sky, indicate the possibility of a fucking explosion in the sky. No, it indicates the possibility of showers later in the day. I don't know what clouds look like an explosion in the sky. I don't think I've ever seen explosion clouds before. What? Number 5, maybe? Nimbostratus clouds, rain clouds hanging low and heavy in the sky, and means rain is imminent. Well, if it's a rain cloud, that makes sense. Next one, cirrocumulus clouds, small, puffy in rows, means that cold weather is on the way. Yeah, there's way too many clouds. How am I gonna fucking remember these? Holy shit. And the last cloud fact, clouds, the higher the clouds, the fairer the weather. So if the clouds are really high, the weather's good. But if the clouds are low, then the weather's not good. But you can't really tell how low the clouds are because they're so fucking high in the sky. They're all high. Every cloud is high. It depends on your altitude. Fucking littlehouse.living.com. What is this shit? We got a bunch of other ways to tell how to predict the weather. We got the sky. We got the smell. We got the animals. We already did animals, so let's do something. There's also other. Let's look at other. Other. If there's dew on the grass in the morning, chances are it won't rain that day. Is that true? What are the chances though? Is it like 1 to 2? Is it like there's a 2% chance if there's dew on the grass? I thought there's dew on the grass like every morning. But I guess not. Number 2 of the other, if you make a fire outside and the smoke goes straight up, you will have good weather. If the smoke curls and wisps, then a low pressure system rain is on its way. So always make sure that every night you make a fucking fire, or every morning you make a fire, so you can know how good the weather is going to be. So every day you wake up, you go outside, you start a fire. Your neighbor's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just telling the weather. Like, you got the fucking app on your phone? I'm like, yeah, but I want to do it like the pioneers. They make a fire. And the smoke, I think the smoke is going up. I'm not too sure. But if it curls and wisps, then a low pressure system of rain is on its way. And your neighbor's going to call the police. Number 3 of other, if it rains before 7, it will clear before 11. Is that true? That's actually like an actual good fact to know. Wow. That's actually a really good fact. So if it rains before 7 o'clock, it will be clear before 11. I hope that's true. But I don't think that is true. There's plenty of days where it's fucking raining all day, and it goes past 11, and it's still raining. So this bullshit. Unless I'm just thinking it, I don't know. I gotta try this out. I can't try it out, but I just gotta observe it. I gotta see if this is true. Next time it rains before 7, I'm gonna have my alarm set for 11. If it's still raining, I'm gonna be very disappointed in littlehouseliving.com, which is providing me with these facts. Number 4 of other, if 3 nights dewless there be. What the fuck is this poem? What if 3 nights dewless there be, 'twill rain you're sure to see. I don't want to read the next fact. This is pissing me off. And the next fact is about dew too. And they're all the fucking riddles like this too. I don't like this website. I'm not a big fan. But I'll tell you the last fact because I got to tell you it, which is also about dew. With dew before midnight, the next day sure will be bright. Which, that's the same fact as the first one. If there's dew on the grass in the morning, chances are it won't rain that day. So, because there's dew on the grass, that happens at midnight. So, with dew before midnight, the next day sure will be bright. That's the same fucking fact. You just made it into a fucking Dr. Seuss poem. What the fuck? I'm done with these facts. I'm done. I don't even want to look at my phone anymore. I don't want to look at these facts. It's pissing me off. Fucking. But at least we learned today. We all learned that what's the good one that I said was good? Oh, if it rains before 7, it will clear before 11. I want you guys to pay attention next time it rains before 7. And if it does clear, what does it say? Before 11. If it rains before 7, it clears before 11. I want you guys to tell me if that's true. I'm going to be paying attention to the weather. I want to make sure that this is true. And if it's not true, I'm going to be very upset with Little House Living. I'm going to be very, very upset. But I think I'm going to end the podcast here. We've learned a lot today. We learned about news. We learned about weather. We learned about Jehovah's Witness marketing. What else did we talk about? We learned that you shouldn't eat dairy before recording audio. That's a good one. That's a good thing you should learn. And, this was a really great time. Thank you guys for stopping by. Today we actually have a sponsor. It's my sponsor. It's me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you don't already, because I kind of want to get some more followers on there. That'd be really cool. I post some cool stuff on there sometimes. Not really. I don't know. Just fucking. You don't have to follow me, but if you want to follow me, if you have Twitter and Instagram, did I say Facebook? No, I definitely said Instagram. If you have Twitter and Instagram, then follow me on there, and you can like my pictures and shit like that. And yeah, that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and you might be watching. I'm gonna try to get more podcasts out. I'm having fun doing this. I want to have different segments. Maybe do more of these news segments. Maybe more facts that you guys can learn about. I think that'll be enjoyable. I think I like it. I actually had kind of fun doing that weather shit. So maybe I'll do more stuff like that. Thanks for watching and listening, and have a great fucking day.